Welcome to the WHHI Daily News. I'm Robyn Zimmerman. Let's begin with some news headlines. Because of the storm, Beaufort County schools and classes at John Paul II are operating remotely Thursday and Friday. But Jasper County schools, Hilton Head Prep, St. Gregory schools, USCB, and TCL are closed through the weekend. Beaufort County offices and all town offices in the county are also closed Thursday and Friday, as are all of the county libraries and the convenience center, the Dumps, which hope to open sometime on Saturday. Now, a key traffic note, the Talmadge Bridge between Savannah and South Carolina closed on Thursday morning, and it will likely stay closed until sometime on Saturday. Not related to the storm, Beaufort City Manager Bill Prokop has announced he's retiring effective early next January. He's been city manager since February of 2015, moving to the Lowcountry from New Hampshire, where he'd been an assistant city manager and human resource director. Now, he led the creation of a 2 to 3 year strategic plan, set customer service goals for all departments, and led economic initiatives like the Beaufort Digital Corridor and South Coast Cyber Center. Beaufort Mayor Stephen Murray said Prokop leaves Beaufort better than he found it and will have generational impact on the city. A nationwide search is underway with hopes of finding a new city manager just after the new year begins. Well, you don't think of South Carolina as a leader in excitement over electric cars, but the state is getting upwards of $25 million to install electric vehicle chargers on the state's highways over the next couple of years as part of the $5 billion raised for the program nationally. The U.S. Department of Transportation hopes to lower car emissions by 50% from 2005 levels by 2030. And the Community Foundation of Lowcountry has found 15 recipients for the last $500,000 in COVID relief money from the federal government. Nearly half of that $500,000 has gone to food programs, about $90 grand for education and childcare, another $90 grand for health and mental health programs, and over $82,000 for emergency housing assistance. Now, the total amount of Hilton Head's COVID relief money spread out to the services on the island is about $1 million. Well, if you're looking for another issue that separates the two major candidates for governor of South Carolina in November, add sports betting to that list. It's been 20 years since voters approved the state lottery, and now Democratic candidate Joe Cunningham wants to extend what he calls the freedom to put a bet down on a game, while Governor Henry McMaster says sports betting and recreational marijuana run contrary to voters' values. 31 other states allow sports betting, and 5 others will be offering it soon. Now, the state is one of 6 that does not have casino gambling, though Cunningham has not endorsed casino gambling as of yet. For more information on these stories and many more, please check out the media sources listed on your screen. And remember to follow us on Facebook and Twitter. And check out our website at WHHI-TV.com. And if you have a news tip or story idea or cool weather photo, well, you can just email it to us at news@WHHI-TV.com. And now let's turn it over to Justin Jarrett for an update on sports. Justin?
Hey, Loco sports fans, with Ian approaching, we traded the Friday night lights for a wild and windy Wednesday of high school football, so let's get to the highlights from the 2022 Bridge Bowl right here on WHHI. Seahawks and Bobcats doing battle, and it was the Troy Timko show for the Hilton Head Seahawks. The sophomore went over 200 rushing yards and scored 3 touchdowns, and the Seahawks took an 18-10 halftime lead and knocked out Bluffton quarterback Max von Hohenstraten with a shoulder injury in the first half, and it looked like they would ride Timko to a region opening win. There he goes into the end zone once more. Not so fast, says Bluffton backup Trace Hillerman, who threw 3 touchdown passes, including 2 to Michael Fritz, who scoots away from the defense here, and the Bobcats pulled ahead 32-25, but Timko found the end zone one more time to tie it up, and the Seahawks had a chance to win it at the end of regulation before a Bluffton sack forced OT, and then Hilton Head botched snap on the field goal. Jalen Linder picks it off, no advancement in overtime, but it sets up Luis Rojas from 27 yards out, and the Bobcats win in an instant classic. Catch the replay on WHHI. Over on the Isle of Ladies, it was Beaufort High opening region play against Philip Simmons, and it was more of what we've come to expect from the Eagles lately. They fed Casey Fields all night long, And the unstoppable senior put up another 271 yards and 4 touchdowns on the ground, giving him 874 yards and 11 TDs in the last 3 games. Beaufort wins it 34-14. Battery Creek was back in its shiny new digs Wednesday, and the Dolphins were down by 10 at halftime before they rallied and pitched a second-half shutout and let Jeremiah McEachin do the rest. Damian Freeman went out with a shoulder injury, potential broken collarbone in the first half, but Meach picked up the slack, 262 rushing yards and 3 touchdowns, and it's a 40-24 win for Battery Creek. And the May River Sharks got back to their winning ways Wednesday as the offense broke out of a funk with 461 rushing yards led by Jaden Jones and Tanner Macy, who also threw 2 TD passes. The defense was dominant again as the Sharks blast Lucy Beckham 49-14 and assert themselves as once again a contender in Region 7 4A. For Loco Sports and WHHI, I'm Justin Jarrett. Until next time, go Loco.
Coming up after the break, Marie Korsick will join us. She's Executive Director of the World Affairs Council, and we'll find out what speakers are coming up. Don't go away.